What's up guys, Cali Sunset Gaming with you again, and today I wanted to talk to you about one of my favourite games ever made. The way that the video games industry has developed over the years really is a true testament to the leaps and bounds performed by the gaming industry. Everyone's got that list of games that they define as the best ever due to the impact the game had on their life or the experience they had whilst playing it. With all the rumours floating around the internet at this time about Bully 2 being announced, I thought that there was no better time to explain to you guys why I think Bully is the best Rockstar game ever made. Bully was originally released in 2006 and was a game that came out after such games as San Andreas and The Warriors. Now there was lots of controversy surrounding the game upon its release, A, because it was made by Rockstar, and B, because of its title, and therefore the perceived premise of the game. Putting the controversy to one side just for a second, to me, the game hits all the markers for what is best about a Rockstar game. And the narrative, as well as every other part of the game, is provided with that unique tongue-in-cheek delivery that only Rockstar can seem to do well, whether it's social commentary or just poking fun at life in general. The game begins with you being dropped off by your mother and a new sugar daddy at a boarding school, Bulworth Academy. Straight from the off you can tell that the relationship between Jimmy, the protagonist, and his mother isn't that great. She leaves you at the front gate to go jet setting whilst you have to fend for yourself in this new environment. Even the beginning is so cleverly written. Straight from the off it subliminally tells you that there's going to be no Deus Ex Machina that saves the day. You're isolated, you're on your own. The game plays on the concept that everybody knows too well, starting a school and not really knowing anybody. The school itself, Bulworth Academy, is a petri dish of personalities. Much like every Rockstar game, throughout the game you meet lots of weird and wonderful characters, but this game more than any other, it leans heavily on the stereotypes, but in doing so, provides some of the funniest interactions with NPCs on any Rockstar game made.
Believe this! Oh no!
How did it happen?
Hopkins, come here, boy!
Hey, what's up, Mr. Burton?
What's up? What's up? My gym is up in flames, look!
Damn, how'd that happen?
As if you don't know! You're a degenerate to think I trusted you!
It wasn't me. Yeah, I'm no saint, but I tried to bring order to the school, to stop the bullying.
Ha! Bullying? I don't care about bullying! In fact, I encourage bullying!
That's right.
Builds moral fiber, makes men!
Yeah!
'Cause you didn't make the team, you had to ruin it for everyone.
Yeah, you bully!
You're a pig! You ruined my life!
What are you talking about? I never wanted to be on the team. You like to torment weak kids, and you've got the personality of a jockstrap.
Yeah, well, I called the police. You'll be killed for this, my boy.
It wasn't me.
You're done for, Hopkins. What? Who was that?
It's Yuri! There's people trapped
Oh,
inside!
I'm really scared, Mommy!
Man, you guys are pathetic. I'll get him. Where's the fire extinguisher?
By the stairs next to the locker room. But don't think I've forgiven you, Hopkins.
The school is split into cliques. When being shown around by Gary, one of the first people you meet, he shows you that there's a specific hierarchy to the school.
Feeding time at the zoo. Okay, here's the deal. Over there, we got the nerds. Of course, they're complete social outcasts.
They look pretty harmless.
They're actually sneaky bastards. Their turf is the library. And those are the preps. They're all money and condescending attitudes.
Yeah, massively inbred and completely brainless.
Very observant, Jimmy boy. Now over there are the greasers. They think they're tough.
Or at least try to look tough.
Wouldn't advise messing with them, at least not yet. They hang by the auto shop. And last but not least, the jocks. These guys rule the school. Definitely avoid them.
Whatever, I'm not afraid of some dumb roid monkeys.
You'll learn. Come on, let's go.
I won't spoil the story for anybody who wants to play it, or those of you guys that have already played it, but because it was so long ago, forgot the different chapters and the narrative twists. But essentially, progressing through the game, your aim is to win the loyalty of each of these factions and reach the point where you run the school. I'll be honest, even as a kid, the first time I played this game, I didn't really expect much. I knew that it was a Rockstar game, so there were certain things that I thought it was going to do, but once I began playing it, it just shot all those reservations straight out the water. It was only then I realised people trying to explain the game as GTA but in a school was doing the game a great disservice. The last time I played it, I think it was like 2007, I think. I know I played Scholarship Edition in 2008 and then 2009, but still, 11 years later, I've had just as much fun with this game as the first time that I played it. It's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously, and putting the graphics to one side for a second, I believe it's aged really well. The game has legitimate substance and entertainment. It's a well-rounded story from back in the day when there was no release DLCs, additional purchases, or something from an online store. It's all in the game, and you have to earn it with progress. It was a weirdly refreshing trip down memory lane. Bully takes all of the best parts of each Rockstar game that has come before it, and rolls it into one of the best gaming experiences of its time. From the fighting combos from the Warriors, street racing, albeit on bikes, from GTA, leveling up elements from San Andreas, as well as multiple minigames. To me, this is where Bully actually drifts away from the rest of the pack. One of the things that really ties me with most video games, especially these days, is the side quests or the activities that it asks you to do don't really provide any purpose apart from extending the overall length of the game. It's cheap. The amazing thing with Bully is that one of its main attributes is the fact that everything you do in that game serves a purpose. There's no feeling of grind with the game. I think it's also amazing the fact that Rockstar set the game at a boarding school. Not only that, it makes you attend 2 lessons a day. Now, if you said this to any other gamer and just tried to briefly explain the plot and just say, yeah, it has you attend 2 classes a day, most gamers are going to say, why on earth am I going to play a game that makes me go to a classroom? But here's the genius thing that Rockstar have managed to do. Not only can I guarantee that you'll attend those classes, but you'll also attend all classes for the term, and you'll actually push yourself to make sure you go to every single class you can. The reason for this is because of the buffs and perks that you get for doing so. 2 lessons a day, and you can only skip the class without punishment once you've completed all 5 classes in that subject. Chemistry provides you with chemistry set in your room, then you learn how to make things such as firecrackers and stink bombs so that you don't have to purchase them from shops. English teaches you how to intimidate or plead for forgiveness more effectively so you can get yourself out of fights. Art teaches you how to be better with girls, which in turn boosts your overall health. Gym improves your strength and accuracy, and Workshop allows you to create different bikes so that you can get around town. On top of this, all the classes and mini-games that are legitimate fun to play. You don't feel as if it's a waste of time because you're being rewarded for completing it successfully. In addition to this, the town has a visiting fair, which has even more mini-games and more interactions to take part in. Completing these mini-games at the fair earn you tickets. These tickets can be used inside the fair shop to get different unique items of clothing that you can wear throughout the game. Even the collectibles serve a purpose, either providing you new clothing or giving you a giant rubber band ball that you can use to torment people. After collecting transistor radios for the hobo that lives on the school premises, this will result in him teaching you different fighting combos that you can use throughout the game, each one more effective than the last. The game, whilst being split into chapters that act as school terms, also feature the seasonal holidays that come with it, such as Halloween and Christmas, with unique missions that fit that specific time of year. Each chapter usually ends with a boss fight, making you have to find the boss's weakness and exploiting it so that you can win, most of the time trying to use the things that you've learnt throughout that chapter that's just gone by. The soundtrack does a great job of setting the scene. Each event or scenario has its own theme. Yes, it can't match the fact that GTA Games collated a list of songs to have on the radio that define the generation of the time when the game is set, but to me, it holds its own, and I think it doesn't break immersion, it just adds to it. Bully Scholarship Edition is the remake that was released 2 years later from the original. It's got cleaner graphics, additional classes and additional missions. If you've got an Xbox, I really would suggest picking this up, just as an overall improvement on the original game. That said, the original game is still standing as strong, just as it was when it was initially released. The story is basically like a rags to riches story, but the riches being popularity. Each chapter is spent trying to take control of each clique that you see from the beginning when Gary introduces you to them, but like Icarus, unaware of his limitations, things quickly come crashing down around him. In the latter stages of the game, Jimmy Hopkins is just trying to sort of redevelop the relationships that he's built up in the previous chapters. The journey takes you through a relatively large and bustling map considering the time when the game was made. Yes, it's not as large as San Andreas, but considering you can't use a car to get around, it sort of evens itself out in that respect. Apart from a whole host of minigames like I've mentioned, there's also shops to buy things like supplies, different items of clothing, certain items of clothing that you have to buy to progress the story, as well as a character that's completely customizable, even down to tattoos. Another thing that I failed to mention as well is the small little details that they're put into the game that just add to the immersion. Things like truancy. So if a class is taking place and you're not in the class, the prefects on the school premises and the police that live in the local town will be aware that you're meant to be in class and will actively try and chase you down so that they can send you back to school. Prefects will also try and collar you if they notice that you're not wearing a school uniform when on school premises. If you're looking for a game that's going to provide you with hours of enjoyment at a really low price, there really is no other game that I'd suggest more. Whether you've played it before or you haven't played it, it really is worth a visit before the second one comes out, if it ever gets announced. The whole reason I wanted to do this video, guys, is just because the whole concept of having a Bully 2 being released just really excites me. The game was awesome, and if I've managed to convince at least one of you guys watching to actually go out and purchase it or just revisit it, then I feel as if my job's done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different from the usual way that I provide my content. I've just been working hard on developing my channel. For all you people that have shown support or that are just subscribing, thank you so much. If you did enjoy this content, don't forget to smash a like on it as well as hit that subscription button. What are your thoughts on Bully? Is it a game that you've played or is it a game that you want to try after this video? Make sure you let me know in the comment section below. We're on basically like a cruise control period before the PS5 comes out, and I genuinely feel as if this is the best time more than ever just to revisit those games that were absolute classics, because I feel like once the PS5 comes out, we're all just going to be sucked into that vortex of only accepting games that have got immaculate graphics and run perfectly. So, you know, get the cheap thrills in whilst you still can. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time on Cali Sunset Gaming.